What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today I want to talk about tank support in Narbash. Now both my team and their team in this game were kind of all over the place. We had a Wukong safe lane, a Kallari off lane, Grux jungle, and a Gideon mid with me support Narbash. The enemy team had a Shimby mid lane, off lane Kallari, a Sparrow ADC with the Aurora support, and a Wukong jungler. Now, when you're dealing with any type of team that has an Aurora, you have to get a purity sensor online. That's the one main reason I picked Narbash, as well as we didn't have a tank and we had a lot of squishy characters that I really wanted to get some sort of heal. About 5 minutes into the game, our Kallari ended up disconnecting and actually didn't come back. We were still able to get the win in this match though. We did play very well together. It kind of started out bad and we made a few critical errors, and just being one teammate down, it makes it really hard to do well. I missed my thunk there, but I'm actually able to get a pretty good amount of damage on this Kallari right off the bat. They didn't go back. To be quite honest, this Kallari did a very good job in this offlane role. Now, it's been a while since I've played Narbash. I've been playing a lot of FaZe lately, and I kind of got back into Muriel a little bit, but I mainly would stick with FaZe or Steel as a support hero. The first 10 minutes or so were pretty boring on our end. Our safe lane tower goes down fairly shortly after our Kallari left, and our jungler was really trying to hold that lane, couldn't really get jungle. But it ended up turning out okay, but our safe lane is kind of boring for the first 8 minutes or so. Here at the 9-minute mark, we actually end up getting this first tier 1 tower down. Our Wukong's done pretty well on farm, and I'm able to get a thunk on this Kallari and just kind of keep him from going after our Wukong, keep that damage off of him. I notice their Wukong is coming in, so I pop my Song of the People and we just start retreating. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they were just determined to kill me. I'm just kind of cycling around, playing the runaround game so Wukong can get this kill. He ends up taking out their Wukong, and him and Kallari just kind of split up afterwards. All in all, a jungler for support is a win every single day. After I get back in, me and Wukong head over to the off lane to try to put some pressure on this tower. We are still short of Kallari. She actually never ends up showing back up. We're able to go in on this Sparrow and get this kill. Their Aurora is right there. Now, if you notice, I'm pretty low on health, but I'm staying in, and hey, we have a big team rotation. I'm just kind of popping my heal and running around in circles trying to keep enemies from focusing me. I would like to body block as much as I can, but I don't want to take entirely too much damage. I try to thunk this Kallari right here just to keep our teammates safe, and really don't want her to go in on our Wukong, especially since he's so low already. All of us end up getting out, and we actually got an ADC and their Shimby, which I guess you would consider their caster. So we made a good trade. We were able to put damage on that tower too. All in all, that was a great fight, and we came out on top. After I leave base, I head down mid lane, and a Shimby is right here. She's fairly low. I try to get my thunk on her. Unfortunately, I anticipated her going one way, and Wukong pushed her the other way. So I missed that thunk, but she was actually backing If I was her, I think I would have stayed in on this, but she ended up backing. Now, this Sparrow jumped down, so I thunk her, I go in on my ult, and we're able to secure this kill and this tower fairly easily. From here, me and Wukong head over to our safe lane. This Kallari's been over there farming for a while now, and we want to go over, secure this gold buff, get her out of the lane, and just kind of remain in control of it. Now, Narbash is a very mana-hungry hero if you're using your Call of My People very much. It has a slow burn effect, but it's very easy to forget to cut it off, as well as, Thunk and March take a good chunk of that away. So you always want to stay healthy with mana as much as you can. And the way I build Narbash is I build him just a massive tank. I don't put any damage on him. I don't really add any mana other than my circlet of health. But in the higher levels, I actually get away from my circlet of health and trade it in for a different card. It's usually one of the last cards I get rid of, but I do end up getting rid of it. So there's 90 mana I lose. Now, after securing those rare buffs, we're back here in mid lane, and we end up actually making a push towards this tier 2 tower. Now, I don't have Purity Sensor online yet. It's still fairly early, and that is an 8-point card. So coming up, there's a great Aurora ultimate, but unfortunately they weren't really able to capitalize on it near as much as they would have liked at the time of the ultimate. We end up getting a decent amount of damage done to this tier 2 tower, and me, Wukong, and Crunch are fairly healthy, sticking around trying to see, hey, maybe we're going to push this a little more. So we go into this tower. I'm able to get another thunk off, but that didn't really get a whole lot done because Aurora was here, able to get that ultimate. We were still able to down this tier 2 tower. Now at this point, our Grux needs to get out, and since I'm not phased, all I can do is just run away. I hit him with a march, tried to keep my heal on him as long as I could, but I wasn't able to. I did get away. Don't ask me how. I was pretty low, and if you notice, Wukong's right on my butt. He wants me, but I was able to get away with my Song of the People just kind of giving me a bump every time I recharge just a little bit of mana, and I was able to back. All in all, we got a tier 2 tower for Grux and a Shimby, so this was a great win. Now, since we were down a teammate, I was not really able to go around and support as much as I would have liked. I'm having to push and counter push, and if you notice, I wasn't going for the ranged minions because I was still trying to get some CXP farm so I could help out the team a little bit more. We end up having our Wukong go down in mid, and Aurora and Shimby and their Kallari end up all kind of coming in. My ult and Gideon's ult ended up taking out their Shimby, but Aurora and Kallari ended up getting away. Then their Sparrow came in and finished me off. All in all, it was a 2 for 2. We ended up getting their support and their caster, and they ended up getting me and our carry. So, they might have came out on top, but I don't think that fight ended well for either of us. Now, my farm has not been very good so far this game, just because our jungler was really not able to jungle a whole lot because we were missing that Kallari, and I'm just kind of really doing the best that I can to get the cards that my team needs. I ended up trading one of my 6-point cards in for this Quenching Scales. I'm now building another 6-point amulet, and I'm going to turn that into a Purity Sensor once I get those cards filled out. This has been a very strange match. We've had a lot of, single pick deaths and a lot of constant deaths on both teams. You know, we've had just a ton of staggered deaths, so there hasn't been a whole lot going on. Now, Wukong and Gideon end up going in, and unfortunately I wasn't there to get my ult off. I probably could have used March to get in there, but Aurora and Shimby are both so elusive, it's very easy for them to get out of my ultimate. We stick around trying to keep pressure on this tower. Shimby has not backed yet, and their Kallari, you know, she's invisible running around somewhere. We know she's here. Their Wukong has green buff, and we're just kind of sticking around keeping the pressure up. Since we are down that teammate, we know we need to be aggressive but be safe at the same time. Their Sparrow ends up showing up and actually coming in behind us for whatever reason. We were able to get that kill, and then we end up retreating since I'm out of mana. Once you get your build on Narbash and you start getting that health in and some of that armor, Narbash is still fairly useful when he's out of mana because he does have just such good body blocking potential. But I'm still fairly squishy since I have not got the farm that I need. But I'm actually able to go ahead and get my purity sensor online and really just completely cancel out anything Aurora is capable of doing. I was over in our safe lane counter pushing when I noticed 3 of the enemies in our off lane and they're really pushing our tower. So I head over there. Unfortunately, I was a little late to the party. I go in, get a thunk off, try to get my ultimate off. I didn't realize my team had left, so I'm staying in there trying to get a kill. And then I look around, hey, 4 enemies and all of my teammates are gone, which we did have 1 person down. I just didn't realize it since I was so late to that fight. Unfortunately, we do lose an inhib right here, but my team is staying in high hopes. You know, we're the underdogs, we're down a teammate, we lose an inhib, but we're going to come back. You know, we're keeping it positive, and, you know, like I said in the beginning, we actually end up winning this game. My team and I have been very forgetful with wards this game. We had that disconnect, and we've all been kind of running around like crazy, just going from lane to lane, defending when we need to. I head over here to check this river buff, and hey, they're going for prime right now. I let my team know, try to get this thunk off, and then I just get ulted by Kallari, so I say, you know what, I'm going to go in for my ultimate. You know, I'm going to try to do everything I can. This might be game here. Luckily, our Wukong came in and ended up securing this prime. Now their Sparrow rotated over and she's ulting us, and I'm getting very low. Their Kallari comes in. Luckily, our Wukong was able to secure that kill, but I went down, and unfortunately their full team rotation ended up taking him down as well. So right now it's a 3-2 match, but we still have prime, and our Grux is going in on this tier 2 tower. Now a few minutes later, Wukong and Grux end up getting 3 kills on the enemy team. I was actually defending an inhib at the time, so I was not able to get into that fight, but they ended up downing 3 of the enemy heroes and getting both the mid lane and off lane inhibs. Me and Wukong pushed their mid lane a little bit further and instantly go for prime. Now we had a little bit of a team rotation on them. We're able to pick them off. Luckily our Wukong didn't die right there, and this is going to be game for them. We were thinking about going back to tower, but you know, hey, we've got prime, we'll be able to get this. We need to really push since we got 2 of their teammates down, and go ahead and get the win on this. We end up split pushing safe lane and off lane and end up securing the win. Well, as this video wraps up, I'd just like to say Narbash is a really fun hero. If you haven't played him, I would definitely recommend playing him. build him kind of tanky. He's got great CC, and he provides a decent sustain for you and your team. And with access to Purity Sensor, he's able to really negate Aurora like I just did right there. And I just gotta say, a 4v5 win really makes you feel great. Well, if you enjoyed this video, show me some love, leave me a comment. If there's anything I can do to improve, let me know and I'll be sure to get back with you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see all y'all in the next video.